Thanks for being with us. As Walletopians, you have your eyes on all that goes on in the wallet world, and I know you've seen and heard all about the Apple Leather Magsafe Wallet. I'm sure many of you own it, some of you. In something a little different from our normal format, I'm going to do a review on the Apple Wallet itself. Then I'm going to take you through my 6-month carry experience. So let's get into it. So this is Apple's Magsafe Leather Wallet. It works with Apple's iPhone 12 or better, all the different models. This is the saddle brown color. And from a feature perspective, it has this card slot right here. Well, it has a quick access thumb push here, but it has one card slot that handles up to 3 cards. And of course, it is MagSafe capable. That's what's on the exterior here. It locks into place, and once it locks into place, you can see right there, boink. Those are my grandkids. They're so sweet. So that's how it attaches. That is one of the features. Now, I normally say that it's a card and cash insertion test, but we know that it takes 3 cards, doesn't it? So I'm going to kind of do a Kabe Lame thing where it's like 3 cards, really. That's what we have. Now, the company recommends up to 3 cards. That's what you'd expect because that's all that you can take, really, because I tried. Now, all indications are that it is leather. Apple indicates that it's a specially tanned and finished European leather. I'm not sure what makes it special because all tanning methods more or less are known in their core, in their foundations. Now, it is sewn, however. We can see right here that it is sewn. And this is thread all the way along here. It's thread that goes all the way through. And they do some reinforcement up here at the top. It's not heat sealed. And it is a painted edge all the way around on this wallet. It does feel good. It feels like leather, I'm sure it is. But it's how it functions is really what's interesting. And this painted edge will not crack because it is not very flexible. And we'll talk about that a little bit. If I take all the cards out, you can see that it's got a little bit of flex, but not much and not enough that it's going to cause any damage to this edge. Now I want to have you look at the interior of this wallet, because I really had to struggle to get a camera in there. But when you look in the back, you can see some lining. So as you can see, it does have this nylon lining that's bonded to the leather, goes all the way down on both sides. Now, Apple indicates that it is shielded. I did try this as a tap pay. It would have been wonderful, but I can't. So there is RFID. I know, there's RFID in this. It is priced for $59. You'll experience this if you've had this wallet that when slipping a card in, the wallet grips it, which greatly assists in keeping the cards secure. Let me show you what that looks like. So if I get a couple cards in here and I put them in, it does grip. It grips about right here, and then you have to push to get them in. That pushing is what secures the cards, and you have to fight to kind of get them out. And if you try and get them out, they're not, because it's gripped down here at the bottom. So let's take a look inside a little bit more at the bottom to see what this tab looks like. Now you can see that this tab, it connects on one side, lays across to the other, and that's where it provides that friction when you slide the card down. It gives that resistance and grip so that the card can stay in there. Now it measures 3.7 by 2.5 by 0.2, and it weighs 33 grams. Now let's take this through its final score, and then we'll talk about the carry test. For quality of 3. Interesting, but still some questions about high-grade quality. Price a 2. I think very expensive for what you get. Features a 2. Really, there's no cash-capable function of this. It would be good to have 3 cards and the ability to put in cash, but it just doesn't stretch. From a usability perspective, 4. It's good. It works very well, and perception of 4. And that gives us a final score of 31 out of 50. Now, I carried this wallet for 6 months. I had 3 cards, as that's the maximum you can have in there, and I tried to squeeze one more in there, but it just does not stretch. This leather doesn't stretch. I had my ID, my primary credit card, and my work access card. For those that have watched my channel for a while, you know that I transfer my standard 8 to 10 cards between all the wallets that I carry. And I really do that. So I really struggled at first when I had to downsize to just three cards. But the longer I did it, the easier it became, and how I had to train myself to swap out cards for something else that I needed depending on the day. So for example, if I was going to the doctor, I needed my health insurance, Benny card, those kinds of things. Now, I never carry my cell phone in a holster, other belt sling, those kinds of cases. And so my case is a standard Apple leather case, but there's many others out there that provide the MagSafe capability that you can apply this Apple wallet to. It's not a something special that I did, just a standard case. Now for 6 months worth of carry, you'd think that this would develop a patina. But as you can tell, it really didn't. It hasn't. And again, why? I think it should, because my hand was on it all the time, carrying it, accessing it. It's a little puzzling. There have been concerns expressed all over YouTube and other places in articles written about the magnets being too weak. So when inserting or extracting your iPhone from your pocket, the wallet would strip off. I had that happen to me 4 times. And I noticed every time, I could feel it when it happened. It was kind of a little disturbing and it happened, but it really wasn't that much. Now, I developed a habit that I don't know if it was to counter that or I just found it easier to do. But what I would do is if this is sitting in my pocket, I would reach into my pocket, strip off the wallet, take it out, use my card, and just put it back in and have it just reconnect to my phone. It's much easier than extracting your entire phone all the time, unless you prefer to use the Apple Digital Wallet, which I rarely do. So it was very easy to just get it in there. It's stuck to my phone, good enough, and I just strip it off, use it, and when I'm done, I put it back in my pocket and it attaches. So I really like that. Now, of course, wirelessly charging, it will not wirelessly charge through this. You have to take it off to use a wireless charge, but if you plug in, you don't have a problem with that. Now, with all that said, let's get into my likes. Now, it wasn't as bad as I thought once I came to terms with it only being able to carry 3 cards. That wasn't a big problem for me. Once I developed my method of stripping off the wallet, putting it back in from my pocket, so I wasn't trying to put them both in and out at the same time, all the time, the actual usage that I had was very smooth, very frictionless in how I used this wallet. Held my cards in place, security was very good with it. Now for my dislikes and some suggestions on this. It only holds 3 cards. I wish they offered additional card options like a 4, 6, or 8. There are some that you can buy on Etsy, in other words, and other places that are really awesome. We'll review some of those. So despite developing a method of using the wallet like I did, it still detached on the floor 4 times when I used it, and that, a wallet should never ever do that. Now, I couldn't carry cash. The wallet would not stretch. Makes you wonder whether about the leather part of this. So that was kind of a problematic thing for me, even though I only use cash for emergency purposes. I still carried other wallets for testing purposes, but I did find that I used this wallet more than 90% of the time, but I still felt a bit limited. And there you go. That's the review and the feature review of this particular wallet, the Apple Magsafe Leather Wallet. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next review. Bye.